Evening peeps, we're back. The GTTCC is back. Long awaited. Stonyhead, evening, how we doing? Fusion League tonight, people. So yes, we're back. The infamous or famous MRCs GTTCC or Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship is back tonight. It is very, very popular, this one. We've got about 7 leagues running tonight, 7 lobbies open, all full of drivers. GR4 class, there are 2 different races tonight. We've got a 15-minute qualifier followed by 2 30-minute feature races. Reverse grid for race 2 as well. Race 1 comes from Fuji International as pictured on your screen now. And then the reverse grid track is High Speed Ring. So we've got to watch out for the old wall riders around there. Hopefully we won't see any of that tonight. So obviously no points, first round of the season, no points to show anybody. There are points for fastest lap and pole position in the qualifying. So points wise, first gets 20, second is 17, third gets 15 points, fourth gets 13 points, fifth is 12 points, sixth, 11th, and it works down the field, down to the final positions. Let's have a quick look, see how many drivers we've got in the lobby tonight. I know there are 1 or 2 missing, obviously with the Easter holidays. It can cause a little bit of chaos. So what have we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 drivers on track. Oof. So just 1 missing out of this lobby, really. So let's get ourselves on track and we'll await qualifying. I'll probably have to do all this again in a second. Still just that tiny bit of glitching going on. A lot of these names you will recognise from previous leagues that I have covered. I don't think there's many people I haven't covered in this league, to be honest. Yeah, still got just that little bit of glitching going on. It's a shame. But yes, the GR4 class cars, you do have to use 2 different compounds. Oh, shall I put the sound on for you lot? Let's do that, eh? Let me put the sound on for you lot. You can hear the cars now. Doesn't help with the glitching, but nothing I can do about that. So yes, the GR4 class, they have to use 2 different drive trains. So 4-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, mid-rear, front, whichever. Yeah, you can just see these cars just having a little bit of a wobble around this circuit at the minute. PlayStation's still not quite sorted their lobbies out. Hirokram in the room, Don in the room, P1 regular, also Mocking Weeks. It's a good selection of the P1 drivers in here tonight. We've got Mocking Weeks, Don and Dylan, oh, and Manny in fact. Can the P1 boys stomp their authority here tonight? So this race is actually hosted by Mature Racing Club. You can see the cars are all covered in individual liveries. Unfortunately, we were going to do, well, we are doing charities this year, but due to the fact that we couldn't get all the charities logos on GT7, we've opted for the usual sort of, you know, motorsport sponsors and things like that, but they then will be tied to a charity, and it's completely free to give, you know, if you don't have to. But if people want to pay a little bit of money into the cause, then at the end of the season whichever charity wins the most points, they get the money sent to them. So all in a good cause. Interesting choice. Alfa Romeo. Let's see how Valtteri gets on with that one tonight. Driving for Team Halfords. Manny rolling in an Aston. There you go. So the We Are Driven team are associated with the Air Ambulance. I don't know whether you just saw that on the side of his car. So you might see one or two of the charity liveries, logos. All depends on whether we were, like I say, whether we were able to get hold of them. So we're still in practice mode. No times really showing up. Oh, yeah, okay. Lobby has been reset then. We are 5 minutes into quali. Unless all of a sudden they reset the lobby. Dylan driving the Lamborghini. 1:45.3 is the fastest man on track at the minute. Graham also in the Lamborghini. V-Show Lamborghini seems to be the choice. Probably one of the strongest cars. It can be a bit of a handful to drive. P. Gibb also going for the Lamborghini. Oof. Manny almost running off track there for Buki. He's got himself an NSX for the first race tonight here. Being very closely tailed by Total Rose in the Mercedes. Weeks has gone for the Ferrari. I think he quite likes the Ferrari. I don't mind it myself. But 36, another Lamborghini here at Fuji. Another Ferrari as well on board with Janio. LFC fan has gone for the little Alpha Spider, or whatever that's called. 156, is it? Don, he's got himself a McLaren on the go. Faithless Emo is also in a Lamborghini. Make sure you go and check out his channel over there on YouTube. Valtteri, yeah, strange choice in the I don't even know what that is. It's an Alpha. I don't even know if it's an official car of this league, but it's in. Manny driving that Aston. Don is in McLaren. Yeah, Valtteri in this thing. It is still Dylan on pole at the minute, 1:45. He has just been in the pits for a fresh set of tyres. Here a cramp. Let's find somebody about to start a lap, shall we? Come on, it's about to be the last guy, isn't it? There he is, Valtteri, just coming around this start-finish straight. It's quite a long one here. You'll see the slipstream come into effect for sure down this long straight. These GR4s do make for some punchy racing, that's for sure. Under no threat at the minute on this qualifying session. So should be able to break. Ooh. A little bit late there, I think, for Valtteri. It was a little bit deep in turn 1 through turn 2. Making a bit of a whale, this thing, isn't it? Into turn 3. Got to be careful you don't run it out wide here. And the big, long hairpin. It does tighten up slightly on the way out. And down to the left-hand elbow. Again, easy to run wide on the exit here. The weather, I think, oh yeah, you can see the weather starting to change. It could become a little bit wet here. Oh, it is raining, in fact. That's going to upset the drivers on these soft tyres. It might affect qualifying times as well. Coming to the back part of this track then, through this little wiggle complex at the end of that long run down the hill. Then into these off-camber S's, very tricky. As you can see, they just completely lean the wrong way. You always want to push the car out to the outside of the circuit. sorts of controls going on here for Valtteri to try and keep this thing on the track at the minute. And we just caught him coming into this corner. And then back out onto this long start-finish straight. We'll stay on board and see what sort of time he puts in. Needs a little bit of a slipstream down here maybe. 1:47.4, so stays in 10th for the time being, does Valtteri. And it is still Dylan up front, 1:45.3. Nobody's been able to top that time yet. Hirakram's brought himself close. He's still out on track. He's got a 1:45.4, but it's not enough at the minute for Buki. 1:45.5 on board for him. Janio in 4th. He's got a 1:45.7. Faithless Emo, he's got himself a 1:45.8. He's just put that lap in on a worn out set of softs as well, so not bad. Faithless V-Show, he's got a 1:45.9 as well, so he's in 9th. Oh, sorry, 6th. Why did I say 9th? I don't know. Total Rose in 7th currently, 1:46.2. 1:36. Manny's just pipped him. Manny's just put in a 1:46.4. Just takes that 9th position off of Mutt. Mutt is in 10th now, 1:46.5. He is back onto this start-finish straight. We'll just see what he puts in. See if he can get that time back off of Manny. Again, worn out softs on board for Mutt. Just seen a few drivers peeling into the pits now as well. So still options. But unable to take that 9th back off of Manny, so he stays in 10th. Valtteri in 11th. He's got a 1:46.5 on board. Mocking Weeks in 12th. He has done something to come back because there's no times on the board. Dom's got himself a 1:47.2 for 13th, and LFC Fan 07 a 1:47.2 as well for 14th. So 3 minutes left of quali. Can anyone beat Dylan? He's got a reasonably fresh set of tyres on. Put in a couple of 1:45s in this qualifying session already. But it could be all about the weather. The weather turns when you just come out on a fresh set of tyres. Oof. You've got to play the game. Well, you can't. You just got to play the game as it comes. There's no determining what's going to happen or how much weather or where it's going to be on circuit. It's on full random, I think. Livery's all looking good this season. Make sure you check out Faithless Emo's channel and his what's that little thing you've got, that little Toyota Yaris death destroying GR destroyer rally car thing that's all modded and he keeps tracking and braking. Still haven't fixed that bit either, have you, PlayStation? Need that L2 button again. Still raining here at Fuji. Coming to the end of this qualifying session now, not long left. Got just under a minute and a half. You need to be finishing those laps and starting a new one if you want any kind of chance. But it is still this man on pole. Hirakram still second. Fubuki seems quite settled in third, not putting in another hot lap. Got decent tyres if he wants to. Jainio also fresh tyres on, still out on track as well. Faithless Emo gets a bit of a wiggle on through there. His tyres are absolutely worn out. Sitting in 5th currently. V-Show in 6th. A lot of Lamborghinis in this first race here tonight. Gibb, also Lamborghini. Total Rose, the deep sounding Mercedes. Manny up into 9th, 1:46.4, moved up a couple of positions then. We've taken that position off of Mutt, hadn't he? So Mutt still not managed to take that one back off him. Valtteri in 11th, Mockin Weeks in 12th. Pulling over again, Mockin. Saw him do this a second ago. LFC fan in 13th, and currently P1 Don at the back of the field, 1:47.2. So 15 minutes quali is up. It will be finish these laps. Just while we're talking about finishing these laps, we've got P1 Dylan, who's just put in another fastest, a 1:45.2 there. It's another whole 1.5 seconds quicker than his tenths, 1.5 tenths quicker than his previous. So he's still able to find time even with the wet weather. Absolutely pouring down here now at Fuji. It's going to make for an interesting turn one, that's for sure, if it stays like this. See drivers all parking up at the end. Laps done and dusted. A lot of drivers in the pits as well. Just 1 or 2 drivers still out on track, but not. Well, maybe there's no drivers on track anymore. They'd all fired themselves off. Right. So qualifying done. Hopefully Fubuki gets all the information he needs and we can get this first race of the season underway. GTTCC. Oof. Big shout out to all the lobby hosts and admin teams for putting it all together. I know it's not easy. Why has Manny left the room? Mess about, Manny. You need to get back. Maybe due to a poor connection. Let's hope that's all it is. Manny has joined the room. Awesome. Right, let's get ourselves on track then. Looks dry again now here at Fuji. Let's hope it stays that way. I think that's what the rest of the drivers will be hoping for as well. I thought there was going to be some practice starts there from Faithless. He's decided to try and cause chaos by driving backwards. Attempting to have a go at 1 or 2 corners that he's not happy with. He's not going to have long. This driver's doing donuts all over the place. There's one of them. Coming in hot. Again, liveries looking good this season. Oh, we're not seeing those liveries. We are a little bit from the car behind. Yeah, we're not getting to see many from that view. So Fubuki then, the pressure on him at the minute to get the positions right. We'll just hang about and wait. It's good to be back, people. GTTCC is very, very popular. Like I say, there's about 7 lobbies open tonight, all full of drivers of varying skills. This being the Fusion League, or the Premiership, if you like, of the division, of the series. way down to beginners. Get people in early and they can work their way through the fields if they're good enough, obviously. So at the end of the season, a couple of drivers, the last couple of drivers in this league, for instance, will be relegated down to the league below, and the 2 drivers who win the league below will get promoted up to this league. Let's see how we get on. Why have you gone funny? No. Here we go. On board with Janio at the back from the start. It's a slow start from Valtteri in that Alfa Romeo. Here we go then, heading down to turn 1. Hopefully it stays clean. It's supposed to be the cream of the crop, so they should know what they're doing. Oh, just that glitching. Come on, PlayStation, that's disgusting. Can't have that. How on earth can you live with yourselves? Janio making up a few positions already, up into 11th. Ooh, 10th. Gets himself through. In the meantime, Dylan still holds the lead at the mirror. Hirakram having a hard look at him though, around this hairpin. Dylan still holds the inside line into that elbow. And still just jumpy everywhere. Oof. Why aren't you giving me the view I want? Oh my god, PlayStation. There we go. So race leader Dylan then holding his nerve from an attack from Hirakram. Just 0.6 of a second back. He's got a mirror full of faithless emo as well to contend with. 3 Lamborghinis, first, second and third. Fuji in the NSX in 4th. Visho in the Lamborghini in 5th. Got another Lamborghini in 6th with P. Gibb. Toto Rose in that Mercedes in 7th. Mockinweeks in the Ferrari in 8th. Janio 9th. Another Lamborghini LFC fan in the Alfa Romeo. Another Lamborghini from Mutt 36 in 11th. Manny in that Aston. Valtteri in the Alfa as well in 13th. P1 Don 14th in the McLaren. Down towards turn 1. Hirakram closing up. It's not going to be enough. Faithless Emo's fallen off the back of this fight a little bit. He's almost a second away. Closes back up a little bit. Manages to pull a tiny bit of a gap himself from Fubuki behind. Still got a mirror full of Visho though as well. They're not separated yet, these drivers. Manny having a look at Mutt 36. Again got Valtteri pretty close behind, followed by Don. Apologies, we've just seen the move happen. Manny has managed to get his way past Mutt. Piling the pressure back on though, Mutt. Running down the hill to this tricky hairpin. Holding that inside line, Manny doesn't want to leave the door open for Mutt to have a go back. That secures that 11th place. Mutt 12th, Valtteri 13th, Don in 14th. Back up front, we've just missed the move. Hirakram's managed to get his way past Dylan. Oh, both drivers running a little bit wide there, and Faithless Emo. I think Faithless Emo came off better through there. He seemed to stay on track, close right back up on those 2 Lamborghinis in front. Let's get ourselves on board with Faithless as they run down this long start-finish straight. Fubuki has closed that gap up a little bit. Can anyone make a move? Nobody. Slipstream not coming into effect too well down this long straight then between the 3 Lamborghinis. Oh, Hirakram. Oh, a little bit squirrely through there again for Faithless. Seems to bog down on the gear change a little bit, this Lambo. Still got a mirror full of Fubuki. Looking for a different run through this corner. Trying to slingshot up the inside of Hirakram. It's a little bit wide, allows Faithless to come back at him a tiny little bit. 3 Lamborghinis then. Bumper to bumper again. NSX trying everything he can to keep that gap, but it's growing. 1.1, 1.2 seconds now between the 3 up front and 4th place Fubuki. V-Show 5th. P-Gib in 6th. Total Rose right behind him for 7th. Mocking Weeks right behind him for 8th. A little bit of a gap back to Janio, 1.5, nearly 1.6 seconds in 9th. LFC fan just behind him, 3/4 of a second back. But there's another 1.5 back in 11th. Valtteri gets a wiggle on through there. 1.4 seconds back is Valtteri. Don right behind him, and it's all gone wrong for Manny. He's managed to drop himself all the way down to 14th and picked himself up as a penalty. Oh, on the longest, straightest part of the circuit as well. That's going to put a great big dent in his race. Let's slow down. He's going to be about 2.5 seconds by the time he's back up to speed. Dylan retakes the lead then. Uses that long straight to regain it off of Hirakram. That's pretty much what it's going to be between these 3, I think. As long as they can stay together, they can use that long straight to get past each other. Hirakram trying to hold it tight through there, trying to look up the inside of Dylan. Faithless Emo just hanging on in the background, waiting for one of these guys to make a mistake. Dylan and Hirakram side by side again on the exit of that turn. He's going to run down to the bottom of the hill again. He's got the advantage, he's got the inside line. Oh, Hirakram runs deep though, almost allows Faithless Emo to come through, but the gap between Dylan and Hirakram stretched up to a full second now. Faithless Emo's got a mirror full of Fubuki and V-Show. Everybody taking a little bit of a wide line through that corner. Now Dylan out of the slipstream range. I'll say that. Hirakram is bringing it in slowly, very, very slowly, but he is bringing it in. He's got Faithless Emo, Fubuki, V-Show pretty close behind him as well. Yeah, can't help these glitches, unfortunately. Oof. Faithless Emo in the background runs a bit wide. He's now put himself under pressure from Fubuki for that 3rd position. He has got the inside line in this next turn, but both going to have to be very careful through here. Trying to run side by side, but Faithless just wins out. Now, Fubuki ran himself off circuit then. Will he pick up a penalty? Oh, Faithless Emo dips a wheel on the grass as well. Almost loses the tail end of that car. Puts himself back under pressure from Fubuki. Fubuki then almost up the inside again. Side by side, we saw Dylan and Hirakram do this last lap. There they are, off down the street, 1.6 seconds away. Faithless Emo's got his own race currently with Fubuki and V-Show behind him. Fubuki having another little look up the inside there. V-Show looking threatening. P-Gib not too far back, or Mocking Weeks. Off-camber turns. Now, what are we going to see in the way of pit stops? Okay, let's just, now they're on this start-finish straight, they have managed to close up a little bit onto Hirakram and Dylan. Let's just flick ourselves forward onto Hirakram. Oh, look at the speed he's carrying. How's he able to carry so much speed past Dylan? Is Dylan fuel saving, or what's happening? So 9 minutes in, it's been a swap between Hirakram and Dylan lap after lap. Here comes the rain, people. Everybody out on softs. This could start to get tricky. Especially if it comes down hard and doesn't put any kind of, they're not able to get any kind of dry line down. Oh yeah, you've got to sort this glitching out, PlayStation. That screeching of the tyres, I can cope with the cars glitching around, but that screeching of the tyres is just an annoyance. So the field just starting to spread out a little bit now as we head into the second third of this 30-minute race. Just hitting that 10-minute mark. The driver's starting to spread out now. Hirokram getting that lead off of Dylan. But now is Dylan going to get the advantage on this straight? Faithless Emo, Fubuki and Visho still within touching distance really. So Dylan just 0.3, nearly 0.4 of a second back, but starts to close up a little bit and no way near as quick as Hirokram closed up on Dylan. I don't think it's going to be enough before turn one either this lap. Starts getting a bit closer as they head down towards the end of this straight. Has a little look now, is it going to be enough? Has he outbraked himself? No, he's done it straight up the inside then for Dylan. He takes that first position. Faithless Emo still in third position. Fubuki fourth, Visho fifth. Nobody really making any headway through the field. Again, these are the fastest drivers in the series, so everyone's going to be hard pushed to make it work. Again, the drivers just starting to spread out now. Midfield pack got a little bit closer together between LFC Fan and Total Rose. Total Rose all over the back of LFC Fan at the minute. Just run around the outside down the hill. Is it going to be enough? Is he going to switch to the inside? Does LFC Fan go defensive? Yes, he does. That's not the viewer one. Oh, Total Rose drifting the Mercedes through there, trying to keep on the tail of LFC Fan. Right on his bumper though, needs to stay with him, get onto this start-finish straight with the same kind of distance. That big, heavy Mercedes must be a little bit tricky to get around the corners compared to LFC Fan's little Alpha. But we'll see as they come onto this straight now. A little bit wide there for LFC Fan. On board with Total Rose then, hunting down LFC Fan in front. Gap not coming down at the minute, starts to come down a little bit. Gibbs thrown himself in the pits, he wants a fresh set of tyres. Not able to close up then Total Rose. Still 0.3 of a second in it between those two. And again, Hirokram and Dylan fighting it out. Faithless Emo's got himself right involved in this fight at almost the midway point. Everybody's tyres looking a bit beaten up on that front left. The three Lamborghinis though, first, second and third from the get-go. Got Fubuki in the Honda NSX trying to keep up with these boys. Visho as well in the next Lamborghini, trying to keep himself in touch. Locking Weeks up to 6th position then. LFC Fan in 7th. There is Total Rose in 8th. Janio 9th. Valtteri 10th, Don in 11th, Manny 12th, P. Gibb back out the pits now. He's got the wets on board for stint 2, and Mutt also been in the pits, come back out on a fresh set of wets. Let's see if they can make those work. Are the boys on the soft starting to struggle? They don't seem to be at the minute. Lap times have been pretty consistent, 1:46 on board for Dylan. Anybody brave in a pit stop? Dylan peels himself over. Hirokram peels himself over as well. Faithless follows him in. Fubuki right on the tail of Faithless on the way in. Visho comes in. Making weeks in this lap. LFC fan follows him in as well. Total Rose stays out. He will take the provisional lead of this race. There he goes. Pit crew standing by. Manny also staying out on the softs. Oh, I think everybody's coming in then, apart from the two drivers who've already been in for the wets, and Total Rose and Manny, who've stayed out on the softs for another lap. There they are. Can they get round? You can see the weather. Oh, having to go a bit slow through there, Total Rose. He's got himself 10 seconds over Manny, but these two are in a total different part of the circuit when they're actually racing. Hirakram back out. He's gone for the intermediates, not taking on board any fuel. Dylan, on the other hand, has lost an awful lot of time. He's now 5.1 seconds behind. He's on the full wets versus the inters that Hirakram was on. Faithless Emo is giving him pressure. He's on the intermediates as well. Maybe the wets was the wrong choice for Dylan. We'll see. V-Show's come out of the full wets. What's happened to Fabuki? So Fabuki's come out of the full wets as well. But where's he gone? Where's he gone? Hirakram, race leader. He's got a set of intermediates on. He is 4.4 seconds up the road, but he hasn't got enough fuel to finish the race. So he will still have to come in for fuel. Faithless Emo, in the meantime, has managed to gain that second position off of Dylan on the inters. Dylan hanging right there with him, though, on the wets, as is V-Show behind. Lamborghini, first, second, third, and fourth at the minute. Look at the spray being kicked up. No wipers on. He's going hardcore V-Show. I don't need wipers. Firm it. But we have got Dylan having a look at Faithless Emo. All you can see is a pair of red lights side by side. Does look like Dylan's got the advantage, though. He's managed to get at the inside of Faithless Emo, and in squirrely under braking then from all the drivers. Dylan's run wide. Side by side with Faithless on the exit. V-Show getting a bit squirrely into the braking zone as well, down into turn one. Dylan does hold on to that second position. Is this just allowing Hirakram to disappear up the road? Ooh, tiny little bit of contact between Faithless and Dylan. Dylan's had to go a little bit slow. Oof, squarely into all these corners. Faithless and Dylan side by side again on the run down the hill. Dylan looks to be carrying a little bit more speed, though, but Faithless Emo's not making it easy. But he has had to back off. Dylan then holds on to that second position, now 5 seconds behind Hirakram. And again, Faithless just on those inters. They seem to have the better grip. But yes, this man here, he's got to take on board fuel. Certainly hasn't got 12 minutes of race time left in that tank, that's for certain. So Dylan, Faithless. Oh, Dylan goes wide through there again. Faithless comes straight back through. He runs himself off track, but nowhere for Dylan to go through that complex of corners. V-Show is just patiently waiting behind these two, as he's saying, well, if you two carry on, you'll both go spinning off track and I can have second, thank you very much. Now, here we go. We might see Dylan having another look at Faithless down the start-finish straight. Pulls himself out. We saw this move last time on board from V-Show's position. But he did run himself a little bit deep. Faithless was able to get back at him on the exit of that corner. They're still side by side again, these two. What a great battle. And there's V-Show getting the run out of the corner, nowhere for him to go. There's just cars right in front of him. V-Show under all sorts of pressure, just trying to keep this thing controlled. keep this thing controlled while he's looking for a way through. Round the outside of Dylan. Is it going to work? Oh, has he managed to get up the inside of Faithless Emo? He's pushing Visho, but Faithless Emo's holding on to it down towards this elbow. Visho looks for a different line in, sideways into that corner. Gets his nose back up the inside. Are they going to be 3 wide? No. Thought they were going to be 3 wide, but Dylan not able to get the power down coming out of that corner. So it's a run down to this tricky hairpin at the bottom. Oh, Visho's gone very deep. Dylan not able to take advantage of that though. This battle is all playing into Hirakram's hands up front. He's now 6.2 seconds up the road. He is running out of fuel though. What have we got? 10 minutes left. He's got a quarter of a tank on board. By the time they came in at the halfway point, he'd already used about 2/3 of a tank. Board with Faithless then, looking now at the battle between Visho and Dylan. Visho got a little bit of slipstream off of Faithless Emo, who we're on board with. Dylan has none at the minute. Just in the background, I've seen the headlights. Have I? Oh no, I've not. It's the the track lights at the side of the circuit. I thought it was P. Gibb closing up on this fight here. Now it's all down to Faithless. Can he break away from these two and start chasing after Hirakram? Again, not looking too bad on fuel now if he is fuel saving Hirakram. Faithless Emo's got just over a quarter of a tank. 8.5 minutes left to race. Tighter line through there as well for Faithless. Still real good battle. Hirakram nowhere to be seen. Let's give ourselves a little bit of... No, that's not the camera I want. That's not the camera I want. That's not the camera I want. That's the camera I want. Visho gets a little bit squirty through there. Dylan, oh, Faithless in front, runs himself wide as well. He's going to bring these two back into contention. Everybody's struggling. There is now a dry line, as you can see. So are the wet tyres not working so well? You can see everybody, apart from the glitching, everyone's having to run a little bit sideways. Now then, Dylan in a real good position, right behind Visho. Visho staying on the dry line. Faithless Emo, you can see, has disappeared over onto the right hand side of the circuit. Pick up a bit of that water on the wet line, keep those tyres cool. Now Dylan uses that slight advantage, gets himself back past Visho into 3rd place. Closes back up on Faithless as well. Good exit from Visho though. Almost came back at Dylan. Properly sideways through there for Dylan. Really under threat here from Visho. Let's have a run through the order then. So it is Hirakram still leading. Faithless Emo 2nd, Dylan 3rd, Visho in 4th, P. Gibb in 5th, having a bit of a lonely race at the minute. Janio 6th, Fubuki in 7th, being harassed by Mocking Weeks. Oh, Mocking Weeks up the inside. Takes 7th. Fubuki gets a wobble on out of there. He holds on to it though. Loses a bit of time in that fight to Mocking Weeks though. LFC fan got his own worries in 9th. He's got a mirror full of Mutt 36. Valtteri in 11th. Got P1 Don about 2.5 behind him. Again, everyone just looking for a little bit of wet here at Fuji. Total rows 13th. And Manny 14th. Picked up a penalty early on, Manny. He was battling sort of mid-pack. Picked up a penalty, ended up at the back, and unfortunately, that's pretty much where he stayed. Right, Hirakram. Fuel running low still. He might make this. But he is losing time. Faithless still got quarter of a tank on. Can still hammer it all the way down this start-finish straight. Let's see, 140, 150, 152. Try and catch up with Hirakram on his next lap. See if he's getting full speed down this start-finish straight. But they are starting to draw him back in. He's got it all wrong. Hirakram's got it all wrong. He's gone far too hot into that corner. Lost it. Oh, he's losing positions left, right, and centre. V-Show might be able to get his way past. And does. Hirakram from the lead of the race. Now 4th position. Handing that lead over to Faithless Emo with not really long left in the race. Oh, he's got it wrong again through here. Sideways. Pushing hard now, Hirakram. He's upset with himself. Pushing hard to try and regain as many positions as possible, and unfortunately you can see that's just going to cost him if he carries on. He's now having a look at V-Show up the inside. Gets 1 position back now on the hunt for Dylan in front, 0.7 of a second back. Now 2.5 between Dylan and Faithless in front as well. Dylan trying to keep it tight through there, almost loses it. That brings Hirakram and V-Show right on his tail. Dylan might be losing this 2nd position here. We saw Hirakram get him one of these laps, carrying so much speed on the exit of this final turn. Now we'll see if he was fuel saving. I can imagine he's not now. 3.5 minutes left. Has he got the fuel on board? Still 0.7 of a second behind Dylan. So it is still Lamborghini 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Dylan goes a little bit deep through there, brings Hirakram right on his tail. In fact, Hirakram's next to him. Dylan will have the inside line coming into this corner. On to 2nd, but just you can see how much Hirakram's pushing. He's not happy with himself at all, and again this is just allowing Faithless to stretch his legs. 4.1 seconds up the road now. Just got a couple of the back markers to get round. Manny's managed to pick himself up 3 seconds worth of penalty. What have you done, Manny? Who have you upset? There he is. Full 3 seconds he's got to try and lose, and he's got race leader Faithless coming up behind him. So sticking to his line, just pulls over a little bit to allow Faithless through. Some good driving by Manny. It's the kind of thing we expect to see. Good racecraft. So Hirakram back in front of Dylan then, now pressing to try and close that gap back up on Faithless. Has come down, it's 4.6 seconds. Faithless had to spend a few corners behind Manny, so it did slow him down a little bit, but these drivers have also got Manny to get past. I don't think they're going to get it done before the end of this start-finish straight, so they'll have to wiggle their way past him on some of the turns. Although saying that, Manny running very slow down there. Oh, he's just picked up, of course, he's just lost that 3-second penalty, hasn't he? Of course, so they will get past him then, obviously. But with just a minute and a half left on track on the race timer, it is Faithless Emo that leads by 3.8 seconds. Hirakram led for an awful long time after the pit stops, but unfortunately just threw it away a couple of laps ago. Has managed to gain a couple of those positions back, but championship lead is not on the cards after race 1 tonight. Pete Gibb then 6.5 seconds back in fifth, in the fifth of the Lamborghinis. Janio 6, still under pressure from Mockin. Tiny little bit of contact running through there, but nobody comes off any worse. 6th and 7th then Janio, Mockin Weeks. Fubuki in 8th. Was rolling in about 4th or 5th earlier on, but lost a bit of time in the pit stops. LFC Fan in 9th, still being harassed by Mutt 36 in 10th. Valtteri in 11th. Lonely race for him at the minute. P1 Don, again another lonely race. Total Rose 13th, unfortunately a long way back. And then Manny another 41 seconds back. And this is it then. Faithless Emo onto this start-finish straight. The timer just about to tick over as he comes up to the line. Faithless Emo takes round 1, race 1 win here at Fuji. Hirakram did bring the time down, but not enough to regain that position. So takes 2nd, Dylan takes 3rd, V-Show takes 4th position. P. Gibb comes home for 5th. Janio is going to take 6th. Is he? Yes, he is. Just. Janio takes 6th. Mocking Week 7th. Fubuki is going to come home in 8th position. LFC Fan or Mutt 36. LFC Fan or Mutt 36. It's Mutt 36 who's managed to get in front. And he is going to take it. So gets the 9th then Mutt 36. LFC Fan 10th. Valtteri comes home in 11th. Don is going to take 12th. Total Rose 13th. We have seen Manny cross the line just behind the top 4. Just wait for Total Rose to cross the line. That big heavy Mercedes back end just wants to step out on that thing. There it is, Total Rose then taking that 13th position. So that is race 1 done and dusted. Race 2 coming up. So we're going to have a little bit of a break in between. 5 minutes-ish. And then we jump into race 2, which is reverse grid. And it is not at Fuji. We are over at the High Speed Ring. So hopefully we get no wall riding or anything like that. I'm watching you people. But yes, I've got to say, a real great racing between the top 3 there. Faithless Dylan and Hirakram pretty much neck and neck for most of that race. But Hirakram throwing it away with 2, maybe 3 laps to go. Gifting the win to Faithless Emo. You'll be happy about that. Debut win. First night win. Oh. First race. Oh. So yeah, 5-minute break-ish, and then we jump into race 2. Let's have a quick look where we are next week while we're here. That's what I want, and then I want to press that. There it is, High Speed Ring. So next week we have it's a Japanese double, 2 rounds at Tokyo Expressway. We've got the Tokyo Expressway east clockwise, and then Tokyo Expressway south counterclockwise. That's next 2 rounds. So 8 weeks in total. Takes us up to the end of May. Right, let's get ourselves on board with drivers here at the High Speed Ring. And if you're an old school Gran Turismo veteran, you will remember this circuit from the original Gran Turismo. So what is that? Total Rose? That's Sylvia. Interesting choice. Why have I just seen Mutt leave the room? No LFC fan, that's not what we want to see. No wall riding. Oh. Boom. I'm watching you. Okay, let's get ourselves on board with P. Gibb then. So just ended the start finish straight through this great big left-hand bank turn. A little bit of a straight now to another banked left-hander. A bit tighter this one. Trying to stay out the wall as much as possible. So over the bridge into an almost hairpin at the end of this. It's a great big set of S's really, out of the first half of the S into the second half of the S, round the corner and into the tunnel. Kink right on the exit here, down to the long sweeping left banked hairpin, takes us back onto the start finish straight. Again, we're not expecting to see people wall riding here. Just backing off the throttle there, P. Gibb. Hit the wall, but he wasn't wall riding, so we'll give him that. And again, don't be worrying yourselves about lap times here. It's a reverse grid from race 1. Bouncing going on PlayStation. We've got a Ferrari, a couple of McLarens, another Honda NSX. Janio coming out in a Ferrari as well. Hirakram in a GT86. Mocking Weeks. The McLaren for race 2, Faithless Emo. So also gone for the Toyota for race 2. Janio in the Ferrari. Manny is in a Ferrari. Fabuki is in a McLaren. P1 Don is in, what was that? Ferrari, and Dylan is in a McLaren. Good does the little GT86. So a couple more minutes and then we'll get race 2 underway here at High Speed Ring. One of the original circuits, this High Speed Ring on Gran Turismo. It's been missing for a few games, a few years. Everybody running as high as they dare. Trying not to drag it down the wall. What was the weather saying here tonight? So there was a 90% chance of rain at Fuji. There is only a 20% chance of rain here at High Speed Ring. So I'm not expecting it. But you never know, do you? You just never know. Here we go then. Looks like we're about to get race 2 underway then. So it is Manny on pole position for race 2. Wait for the lights to go green. They go red and then they disappear. And we're away then. Seems to be a good start by everybody. Manny holding the inside line, sorry, the outside line as they run up to the first turn. Total Rose taking that slightly tighter inside line. Whether it's faster, we'll have to wait and see. It does look faster. Big wide circuit as well, plenty of options. It's a great big pile of cars, 5 wide as they hit turn 2. Oh, is someone in the wall at the back? No, I think most people got through. There's a little bit of bumping and grinding. Still literally 5 wide as they come through here. Again, massive, great wide circuit. Everybody's looking for a way through, but there's nowhere to go. Let's get ourselves on board with front runner Total Rose and let's have a look back at the chaos. There they all are. So Total Rose leads 0.6 of a second. It's got Fubuki in 2nd place. Don in 3rd, Manny in 4th. I say that again, Visho in 4th. He's just made up a position. We've got drivers pretty close to that wall. Hopefully we'll see less of that. Now Fubuki closing up on Total Rose. Long straight, he will be able to carry the speed around this bank corner as well. You'll see drivers looking for positions. Look how wide this circuit is. Fubuki closes up. P1 Don closes up. Top 3 then. Bumper to bumper as they head down towards this tricky circuit. Don having a look at Fubuki up the inside. Oh, Fubuki has to go into the wall. Oof. Now in the background, Visho having a look up the inside of Don for 3rd. He gets himself through, but runs a little bit wide. Don not able to make a move back on him. Fubuki then has a look at the inside of Total Rose. There's a little bit of contact. Keeps it on circuit, but only just, but brings them all close together again. So Total Rose leads now just by 1/4 of a second. Fubuki 2nd, Visho 3rd, Don in 4th, Valtteri in 5th, but looking to come up the inside of Don. Doesn't work. To this long straight, Valtteri 5th, Janio 6th, Dylan in 7th, LFC Fan 8th, Faithless Emo 9th, Manny 10th, Mocking Weeks 11th, P Gib 12th, Hirakram, Hirakram, miles away, 13.2 seconds away from the field. He's gone for the hard tyres as well for this race. Mediums on board for Visho. He's got himself up front. Still a little bit of getting too close to that wall. So it is now Visho leading from Fubuki, followed by Total Rose. Janio up into 4th position, Valtteri 5th, Dylan 6th position. It's a melee of cars running through these corners. It shows the calibre of driver. They're all so close together. We've not seen anybody spinning off circuit yet, unless that's what happened to Hirakram. There do seem to be drivers using that wall. I'm not overly happy about that. Now, you can tell me you're not using that wall, but I'm seeing sparks and a lot of close contact. All kicking off here then in the midfield. Dylan under pressure. Don under pressure. LFC Fan and Faithless Emo chasing this pair down. LFC Fan looks like he managed to get his way past, has he? Or are they side by side, Don and LFC Fan? Oh, give me better camera angles. Oh, too close, I can't see. So V-Show now with a little bit of a lead. He's got a full second on the medium tyres. Fubuki still holding second, but losing time on the hards. Total Rose on the hards as well. Third position, being harassed by Janio and Dylan, fourth and fifth. LFC Fan right on his tail, as is Valtteri, who's trying to look at the inside of LFC Fan through that bank turn. Now again onto this start-finish straight. Real tight race here. Not sure what's happened to Hirokram at all. He's miles off the pace. V-Show's not. V-Show's found all sorts of time. Janio sweeps down to the inside of the circuit. Looking to get himself next to Total Rose before this next corner. Has he done it? Oh, I think he has. Again, a lot of people using that wall. Now Janio up the inside of Dylan and Total Rose. Didn't work on Total Rose. Dylan looking to come back at him as well. Real tight racing here in race 2. 6 minutes in and they're still punching each other up. A few collisions with the wall through there as well on the exit of that turn. But this battle for second is just allowing V-Show to escape. 1.2 seconds up the road at the minute. Fubuki second, Total Rose in third. Again, being bumper to bumper down here. Dylan in fourth position. Let's get ourselves on board with Dylan. Right in the thick of it. Janio behind and LFC Fan. Now he's having a look at Total Rose and Fubuki. Apologies for the wobble of Total Rose. Nothing we can do about that. So he gets himself up the inside of the Nissan. Nowhere to go for him as they come into this corner. Still side by side, but they do carry a little bit more speed on that outside line again. Are they using the wall? We'll see. Closes up again, does Dylan. Not able to get through. Now makes his move up the inside. Nissan, I think, just struggling a little bit on some of these corners. But gets the power down on the exit. They are starting to pull away now. The top 4 leaving a little bit of a gap. Then we've got Faithless Emo having a look at Janio for 5th. He's up the inside, is Faithless. He gets that position. Total Rose. That's not the wall you should be looking for. It's going to lose him a bit of time. He is still within slipstream range of Dylan. Going to put him under pressure though from those drivers behind. Dylan in the meantime is having a look at Fubuki as they hit turn 1. Gets himself up the inside, carrying an awful lot more speed as well. And into second he goes. Now just a second back from V-Show. Fubuki just helped him out. Keeping it out of the wall as well. A little clonk on the way in, on the way out, sorry, for Fubuki. Now just a second between these two. The gap is going about. Oh, Fubuki behind the wall. So Fubuki third. Total Rose now 1.2 seconds back, under pressure from LFC Fan, just half a second back. Got a mirror full of Faithless Emo as well in 6th. He's also got a mirror full of Valtteri in 7th. Janio 8th after all that hard work. Oh, his front right is absolutely battered. His rear right's not any better either. Don in 8th, looking to make his way past. He went for the softs, did Janio. That was your mistake. This high-speed ring absolutely destroys tyres. Hence why a lot of the drivers went for the mediums and the hard tyres for this race. So Mocking Weeks in 10th on the hards, P. Gibb 11th also on the hards, Manny in 12th on the mediums, and Hirakram 13th. Who have we lost? Who have we lost? From this race? Why have we only got 13 drivers now, not 14? So that gap come down massively. Visho and Dylan just half a second in it. Medium tyres on board for Visho, looking about done. Plenty of life left in Dylan's front right, that's for sure. For Buki's not looking too bad either on the hards. Gap back to Total Rose now, under pressure from Faithless for that 4th position. Is Faithless through? Yes, he is. Total Rose looking to come back on the way down to turn 3. A little bit of wall riding there. I think there's a tiny bit of contact between Total Rose and Faithless. Emo on the way into that. Side by side on the way through here. Who's going to win out? Total Rose carrying some good speed through there. Faithless Emo can't match him. Gets himself back into 4th. So Dylan, while we were looking at those two, has just managed to squeeze his way past Visho. To 1st again. Visho's tyres absolutely beaten up now, so I would expect Buki to have a look. Oh, he's come in the pits anyways, Visho. 11.5 minutes into race 2 then. A couple of drivers have come in as well. Faithless Emo also dropping himself into the pits. Yeah, that medium front right is battered on his car as well. Yeah, we lost the driver. I'm not racking my brain. Let me have a look on there. Who have we lost? Oh, LFC fans still in the room. L3. Total Rose is still in the house. Hirakram still on track. Mocking Weeks. Yeah, Mocking Weeks still in the house. Manny's still on track. Who we lost? Buki, yeah. Fat Pickles wasn't racing. Faithless Emo still in the house. Oh, it's Pete Gibb. Oh no, Pete Gibb's in the house. Who have we lost then? Oh, my brain hurts. Oof, Manny dragging it down the wall a little bit. Hirakram then still out on those hard tyres. Has managed to gain a little bit of time and positions back. But was way off the pace early on. Visho back out of the pits in 12th position though on a set of hard tyres. Faithless Emo follows him out on a set of hards as well. Now Dylan still leads 4.7 seconds from Fubuki. Fubuki's still got a mirror full of Total Rose. Fubuki's hard looking good. Total Rose not too bad either, a little bit more wear on than Fubuki's. Genio in 4th. Front right and his rear right are redder than red. Don in 5th, just a second behind him. LFC fan in 6th, but being harassed by Mocking Weeks as they come through there. Gets himself through as well, Mocking. Yeah, tyres gone on LFC's car. Allows Mocking Weeks to retake that position off of him. P. Gibb closing up as well. His hard's not looking too bad. And there's a great big gap back to this man here, Hirakram. 9th position. Not getting full throttle. What's happening here, Hirakram? Valtteri 10th, fresh set of mediums on, already starting to show some wear. V-Show on the hards, still being harassed by Faithless Emo, also out on the hards. Manny been in, come out, fresh set of mediums on board for him. Is still this man leading. .8 seconds over for Buki. When will he come in? Will he come in now? Oh, sorry, yes he does. Where does he come back out? This man gets past him again, not stopped yet as Fubuki. Nor has Total Rose. Janio not stopped. Don has not stopped. Mocking Weeks has not stopped. LFC fan has not stopped. He's about to get overtaken by P. Gibb as they run through this banked left-hander. Maybe not. Holds on to it, LFC fan. P. Gibb still not pit yet either. Hirakram not stopped. Dylan back out the pits then. Fresh set of mediums on board. Keeps himself well ahead of V-Show and Faithless Emo. Valtteri 3 seconds behind him. V-Show is another 2.3 seconds behind, with Faithless Emo literally pushing him down the circuit. And then Manny stopped on a fresh set of mediums himself, 13th position. Fubuki then takes the lead of the race. Not stopped yet. I would expect to see him in, although he's still got plenty of life left in those tyres. He is running out of fuel. Total Rose as well. His front right is absolutely dead. So Total Rose comes in. Fubuki stays out. Janio has got to come in this lap. Mocking Week stays out. P. Gibb stays out. Then 6.4 seconds over Mocking Weeks. The top, 5? Sorry, the top 3 haven't stopped, nor has 5th. So Dylan in 4th has stopped. He's come out on a fresh set of mediums. 12.5 minutes left to race. Valtteri behind him on a reasonably fresh set of mediums. This is his second set of tyres. Faithless Emo gets himself past V-Show. Now got 0.6 of a second lead over him. It's hard tyre versus hard tyre as well. So where are the front runners? Will they come in the pits? Fubuki stays out for another lap. He's running it to fuel. Mocking Weeks also does the same. P. Gibbs come in this lap. Dylan's going to come through and take that position off him. There's Valtteri. Does he decide to come in again yet? No, I think he's staying out. Lines being taken there between Faithless and V-Show. Carrying about the same amount of pace through there, really. Still, PlayStation, you really need to sort these glitches out. front runners. Fubuki comes in this lap. Mocking Weeks just coming through that final turn. Will he pit this lap? Yes, he will. Both drivers pretty much out of fuel. So Dylan now should resume race lead when he comes through this long banked left-hander. There he goes, back into first for Dylan. Fubuki gets out just behind Valtteri, but he will be on a fresh set of tyres, fresh set of mediums on board. Two drivers behind him carrying so much more speed down that start-finish straight. He's going to lose both of those positions, unfortunately. But he is on a fresher set of tyres. If he can hang on to the back of these two, try and put those mediums to good use. And Faithless getting a little bit closer together again. Now Valtteri's going to have to come in again. That tyre is starting to look a bit worse for wear. Faithless still holding third. V-Show still just 0.3 of a second back for Fubuki. Almost back in the slipstream range of these pair, and he is now. And that softer tyre as well for Fubuki. Let's see what he can do with those. So 0.6 of a second behind at the minute. Again, softer, fresher tyre should allow him to carry a bit more speed and brake a little bit earlier into some of these corners. Two drivers in front are both on a semi-worn set of hard tyres. 0.5 of a second. Hard on the brakes, right up behind V-Show now. 0.3 of a second. V-Show having a look at Faithless Emo on the inside of this corner. Looks like he's got it as well. That's just allowed Fubuki to close back up. Oh, a little bit of contact between Faithless and V-Show. Has that cost Faithless Emo fourth position as well? It's not. Oh, has it? Yes, it has. Fubuki just switches back across track and is able to grab that position off him. Faithless drops down to fifth then. Not out of the fight yet. Fubuki now having a look at V-Show. He's got the inside line into this bank turn. Who carries the speed through? Oh, contact with the wall. V-Show carries the speed. Where's Faithless gone? There he is. Unfortunately, Fubuki's got the slipstream off of V-Show. Faithless just had to slot himself in behind again. There's V-Show. You can just see Faithless in the mirror. Close here. Goes for another switchback. Not close enough this time. Faithless Emo and all this right behind them. Now does Fubuki have a look? Has a little bit of a look. It does. V-Show gives him plenty of room. He'll have the advantage into this next corner, and there he goes. This is where we saw exactly what he did last time on Faithless Emo. Slots himself back up the inside of V-Show. Takes that position back off him into third for Fubuki. Just 1.6 seconds in front. Dylan, in the meantime, is running away with this one. 23 minutes in, he's got himself 6.7 second lead. Plenty of life left in those mediums he's got on. Has he got enough fuel? Valtteri then holding on to that second position. Where is he? Where's he gone? Valtteri. Here he is. So now on his second set of worn out tyres, Valtteri, worn out set of mediums on. He's got a V-Show and a Fubuki closing up pretty quickly. Faithless Emo starting to fall away. Look at the fight happening at the back here. Oh my gosh, I didn't see this. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th all having a punch up right here. Total Rose leading that pile. LFC Fan 7th, Janio 8th, Don in 9th, Mock in 10th, P. Gibb in 11th, Hirakram in 12th, Manny 13th. Let's get ourselves back into this punch-up. What an absolute melee. Let's get ourselves on with a Mocking Weeks. Got P. Gibb just in the background, but look at this, a big gaggle of cars, Ferraris. They are 4 Ferraris and a Nissan Silvia. What a fight. Mocking Weeks then carries good speed out of there, fires himself up the inside of Janio. Janio has got a toe off of Don though. Don's got a toe off of LFC Fan. LFC Fan has a toe off of Total Rose, so nobody able to gain advantage there, although LFC Fan gets himself up the inside of Total Rose, as does P1 Don. Mocking Weeks, nowhere for him to go at the minute. Does he switch back at the last minute? No, he stays to the outside. Still a real punch up here. Pete, wow, what happened there? I have no idea. Pete Gibb came through at 4 million miles an hour to take like first or something. There he is, managing to make up 2 places just there. Sure, he managed to ghost his way through Janio, I'm not too sure, but carrying so much speed through there. Still kicking off here for this midfield pack. Mocking Weeks and Janio just falling off that little pile of 4 in front. Here they are being led by Don in 6th. Emo just 1.5 seconds on the road. He's coming back to have a go at Valtteri then. Valtteri's tyres absolutely beaten up. Faithless Emo back into 4th. Visho then 2.6 seconds up the road in 3rd. He's now lost a bit of time to Fubuki, 1.3 seconds, but nobody able to catch this man. 8 seconds up the road now. Disappearing, running away with it really, but it's still kicking off here for 6th. Don still holding it, being chased by P. Gibb. Came through with some kind of warp drive. He's having another look back at Don on the exit of that corner, but unable to do it. Total Rose bolted right onto the back of him as well. LFC Fan trying to hang on. Everybody's tyres looking a bit worse for wear at the minute. Mocking Weeks not looking too bad on his mediums. Janio runs a tiny bit wide on the exit there. His tyres beaten up again. Hirakram closes up on those 2 there, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough before the end of this race. Manny unfortunately 14.5 seconds down in 13th. A long way back for Manny. Now Dylan, 3 minutes left on the race clock. 7.6 seconds lead from this man, Fubuki. Again, still plenty of life left in his mediums. Visho now 2.4 seconds back. Faithless now 3.1 seconds back. He's going to have to be careful here. Valtteri's under pressure from those drivers behind. They are closing up on him. Faithless might hold on to that 4th, we'll see, but these boys are getting ever closer. Valtteri holding 5th, Don 6th. P. Gibb looking to run around the outside. Total Rose nowhere to go. He's had to dip to the inside of the circuit there. But Fubuki holds on to it. P. Gibb gets himself up the inside of Don. Can Don hold it around the outside? I don't think he can. Ooh, I think he might just have done that. Valtteri just holding everyone up at the minute with his worn out tyres, I think. P. Gibb goes through. Don looking to go through. Total Rose bolted onto the back end of Don, looking to come through as well. Valtteri trying to stay out of the way really. LFC Fan right behind him. Total Rose is in the wall. Loses a lot of time due to that, unfortunately. Valtteri able to get himself back in front. LFC Fan now side by side with Total Rose as they run down the start-finish race. Got himself up next to Valtteri. Mocking Weeks has fired himself up the side of the pair of them. Slots his way through into 7th position then, Mocking. They are coming back at him, LFC Fan and Total Rose. Oh, a little bit of contact between LFC Fan and Total Rose there. LFC Fan, he's holding back. He knows he's caused that incident. That's a good bit of racecraft as well there. Unfortunately, it does affect his race, but that's the kind of driving we want to see. If you cause somebody to crash into the wall and slow down, you slow down and give them that position back, regardless of what happens to your race. That's what we expect to see. It does promote a lot cleaner driving. There is Hirakram just in the background of this fight. 30 seconds left on the race timer. So where is race leader Dylan? Oh, here he is. He's already crossed the line, so he will have another lap to go. Fubuki now 7.6 seconds behind him. Visho another 4.2 back. Faithless 4.9 back. Under pressure from these drivers now. P. Gibb up the inside of him down the start-finish straight. Into turn 1 he goes. 4th position on for P. Gibb then. Now, has everyone crossed the line? That's it. 30 minutes is over. It is just going to be Manny that crosses the line this time. So he will take the first of the positions. No idea what that is on the back of his car. Oh, there was an attempt at a handbrake across the line. It didn't go quite to plan, but there you go. Manny takes 13th then. But Dylan still storming away with this one. Tyres about dead, fuel about empty. He's just got this final corner to go, and even if he did run out of fuel now, he should still be able to cross the line way in front of Fubuki. And here he comes then, a second and a first tonight for Dylan. Good points on the board at the start of the series. First place crosses the line, taking the win then Dylan. Fubuki is going to come home in second, 7.6 seconds behind him. Visho takes third, 5.7 seconds back. 5.8, sorry. P. Gibb, Mockin Weeks managed to get past Faithless, so P. Gibb takes 4th, Mockin takes 5th, Faithless takes 6th. Ooh, Total Rose just taking 7th, Janio's 8th, LFC Fan 9th, Don is out of fuel for 10th, and so is Hirakram for 11th, as they both come pootling across the line. Oh, Valtteri as well, out of fuel. Oh, what a shame. Ends up 12th then, Valtteri. Put your foot down, bruv. I was expecting to see a few more in the stands here. Here comes Valtteri then, pootling. Finished the race on tick over, unfortunately, as have a couple of drivers. Tyres absolutely destroyed as well on that right hand side. And there it is. Valtteri takes 12th, and now he's got fuel. That's cheating, surely. And there it is, people. Round 1 of the GTTCC. Done and dusted. 7 more weeks left. Again, it's a double header at Tokyo Expressway next week. 2 half-hour races again, followed by the following the 15-minute sprint qualifier. Get your words out. So that's it from me tonight. I am back on Sunday night with the Nissan GR2 League with the P1 race community. Come and check that out. That's Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Still no word on the minis starting up yet. But Team Oliver Racing, if you've not already seen it on my page, that is starting pretty damn soon. That is starting... where is that? When's that starting? Why haven't I got that on there? 17th, I want to say. Why do I want to say the 17th? Why do I want to say the 17th? I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh no, 19th I think. So 2 weeks time I think, the Team Oliver Racing. Again, I'll plop it up on the page. But yeah, that's about it from tonight. Another great opening round from the GTTCC. Real close racing, as you can see. Some proper close racing. You know, nobody able to really sort of run away with it. Okay, Dylan managed to make a break in that race, but he was about the only one. Everyone else was closed up on the at the end of that race. So yeah, hopefully we'll see the same again next week. I'll obviously update points when they come to me, and I'll read those out next week. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.